Good morning, my friends. It is I, Alphinius Goo, along with Camera Mandy, and oh my goodness, hello, Andrea, my dear. Who is that person sitting next to you? This is what we're...
Surprise!
We did not expect this. Hello, Donald. It is good to see you, sir.
Good morning.
Magnificent. Camera Mandy didn't clue me in that I did not know that we were going to have this esteemed personage along with an esteemed personage.
I only found out about 10 minutes before the stream. I had to quickly change my titles.
Quickly adjust.
And
Yes, that's all right. This is what we do on the fly. Can everyone hear us, by the way? Because we always have to check that now, Camera Mandy.
I think we're good to go. Randy says, look at these magnificent individuals. Also, today we were using StreamYard because Alphinius, as we all know, got the COVID. So we get to put up chats on the screen. So if you have anything quippy to say, it's going to go right up on the screen. Just be warned.
Well, we are very excited today. Obviously, sitting in front of you are two wonderful people that we'll introduce in but a moment. But we're excited for the stream, excited for all the chat we're going to have, a special little discussion around peculiar brews and blood for the Kahn, yes, and talk about this magnificent convention coming up that is called Genghis Khan, yes. And perhaps some other things as well. Plus, we're giving away stuff, right? Camera Mandy was still doing the giveaway thing, right?
Oh,
all that kind of
we
thing.
have an amazing giveaway today. We are giving away a signed hard copy of Peculiar Brews. The first one that's going to be given away.
Yes, it's not even been made yet. So, all right. Well, let us do this real quick. Let us have our esteemed personages introduce themselves. But I'll do a little quick intro myself. First of all, we are pleased and wonderfully honored to be joined by Andrea and Donny, who are the wonderful folks who make Genghis Khan happen every year. Now, there's lots of other folks that help too, and I don't want to take away from the wonderful staff and all the great volunteers and all the people who come and just make it better, right? But it doesn't happen without you two. So you are the cornerstone, and we are thankful that this wonderful convention is here because of your wonderful love, care, and efforts. So welcome, Andrea and Donny. All right. So I guess we'll start here. So Andrea, since has Donny ever been on this show before? Has he been?
No, I think it's only been Andrea.
No, I'm usually the guy trolling people in the chat.
Yes.
Yeah, he has been on the show in that he does constantly join us in the mornings and chat along with us, and it's super helpful.
I do know this too. And Donny, tell the truth now. We are generally better than Saturday morning cartoons, yes?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, for sure.
You're just saying that. Shucks.
Oh, yes. All right. So tell us, we've done this once before. And by the way, it's great to see everybody. This is wonderful. This is marvelous for me, right? Because when I'm not sitting behind the camera there at the studio, I can actually look at all the comments and see all the folks. And that is a wonderful thing. But for a lot of people, I don't know, even though we did this once before, Andrea, I'd love to just do another little sort of, how did it come to be? How did you end up with Genghis Khan? How did you all sort of have this thing happen, right? And then we'll talk a little bit about the convention here coming up in a couple of weeks, and just kind of go through a little bit of tales. So do you mind sharing a little bit with us, my friends? And I don't care who goes first; it doesn't matter to me, and I'll call back and forth because I'm like that. So go ahead.
Okay. So, we moved to Colorado in 2000 and started going to Genghis Khan pretty much every year as attendees. And I would run, some games, mainly to try to drum up, support for our home game. Because I found that that's the best way to meet people is to go to where they're at. And, well, that's the target audience. So we've been going for, a few years. And the Denver Gamers Association was running it. And they were, a group of people that have been running it since 1979. And they got to a point where they couldn't quite manage all of their finances and essentially turned it over for,
they sold it.
They sold it for the debt that they had. And we kind of got to know the convention director at that point, pretty well. So well that we, started having weekly movie nights, and we'd have, a few cocktails, a few bits of pink fluid in a martini glass.
Cosmos.
And I just asked him. I said, "Hey, man, how you feeling about the conventions?" And he just kind of put his head down and, I don't know, man. I think I'd sell them both. And I said, "Well, how much?" And he spit the number out, and
we wrote a check.
Yeah, I wrote a check right there.
Well, you know what? The destiny was destined, right? That is the whole thing, right? So I know I've been invited a couple of times to these cocktail parties, right? And I've thought many times about coming, but it is quite a trek from Colorado Springs. But I am going to show up one of these days, and I will bring my appropriate contribution. So when I show up, and I pop at the door, don't go anything like that, All right, so Andreas, so you who was the one who kind of pushed the decision, right? Or was it both of you? Was it kind of mutual? How did this go?
It was pretty mutual. I mean, it was something. I mean, I love gaming. I've loved the convention. I had left being an assistant principal, which is what I used to do beforehand, and so I knew that I had the time and the love to absolutely go headlong and invest into making the convention awesome. And that was my goal when I started. So make it awesome for everybody who wants to be there. And I have the time and energy, and I was blessed to be able to do it. So that's how it happened.
So what year was this now?
2018.
So 2018 was the first one that you all ran as sort of the king and queen, so to speak.
Yeah.
Okay. So 2018, 2019, 2020, 2021, 2022, right? And of course we had the COVID thing, right? So and then of course now here we are in 2023. So you're becoming quite veteran at this thing, right?
Yeah. I'm not going to say it's on an easy button, but I'm going to say I have more experience with the same mistakes occasionally.
That's how the stream started. I got more experience with the same mistakes, and
yes,
eventually
we keep making the same mistakes, so we learn lots about them. Yes.
Yeah.
So okay, so the first year, how did it go? The first year,
it was pretty good. We had a lot of people, that last minute. I would say celebrities in the gaming world all wanted to come, and they literally called us up and said, "Hey, if I fly out there, get my own hotel, can you help me out with a badge?"
Yep.
Yeah, we can do that
all day long.
Since then, I think we have come close to tripling. Since 2018, we've tripled the attendees.
So how many folks do expect here in a couple weeks?
I expect 1,000.
1,000 uniques?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would guarantee 1,000. And my projection right now is to have about 200 more than that. So
that's going to fill. That we're going to be full then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When you see the main hall on Saturday, you're going to wonder why you're walking through it. Carry all your stuff to your location because the hallway is going to be kind of a madhouse.
Well, a lot of folks, who have gone to big conventions, like Dragon Con or these massive ones like, Gen Con, of course, many may have not gone to these smaller, more intimate local conventions. And I, as because so our story begins when I think 2019, right? When we sat with you at that marvelous Del Frisco's. Colt and I sat and with you and Mike, and we talked about, we'd like to be, sort of make this our home. And what a wonderful decision that was on our parts. And thank you for all the things you have done for us and taking care of us and making it so fun for Gooey folks. And I guess we got quite a few Gooey folks coming this year. So that's kind of exciting.
Yeah, I'm very excited.
Yeah, get some travel happening. So we need to get all the blizzards out of the way, right? We can't have any blizzards.
I know. We had Secrets of Shell in there saying that she's never seen snow before. And
I hope that's not the case this time.
You'll have a shot.
Only on Sunday.
Yeah.
At the end.
Yeah. Or maybe just some flurries.
But no, okay. So how many do you think the convention center you're in right now could actually hold? I mean, are you coming to pretty much?
We're going to need a bigger boat.
Yeah, it can hold about 5 more than our projection. if
Yeah.
they stand.
Yeah.
All right, so tell us a little bit about sort of the itinerary. You give us just an overview of, Thursday night with opening ceremonies, then Friday and Saturday, and then closing on Sunday, and just give us a little rundown of that so folks can get a feel for it.
I'll do Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Go.
Okay. So on Thursday is there will be people gaming there from
Starting
about
at 9.
9 a.m. And people will just start to fill in, grab their badges, make their way around the place, and then 6 o'clock is the Great Gooey Game Show. And during that ceremony, they're going to be handing off the sword of the Kahn.
We announced a new Kahn.
We announced the new
Yes, how exciting!
That's very exciting.
Whenever I bring that up to Casey, he goes.
Yeah,
I got
goosebumps.
He also gets a little tear in his eye as well.
I know. I know he's so excited for the new Kahn. So
He's been a great
Yes.
Kahn this year. I mean, he has been
Epic.
outspoken, emulating what the Kahn should be, honestly.
Yeah.
And the choosing of the Kahn happens by the Kahns. I mean, they
all the pre-cons.
Yes.
Wait, wasn't the pre-con? That was something else. That was precog. Sorry, I'm thinking about a different story. Continue on. The pre-cons.
Yeah.
So
Kahn,
they all choose.
every Kahn of a previous generation and previous convention helps pick who the next Kahn is.
So how many cons are typically engaged in this selection process?
So right now it's
Joe, Sarah, and Casey.
And Casey, yeah. Joe, Sarah, and Casey.
All right. And then the next con will be added to that list as they go forward.
Correct.
Yeah.
The Stanley Cup of gaming. So
All right. So Friday night, we do the game show, which is going to be a blast, by the way.
Thursday.
Tons of prizes to give. Or sorry, Thursday night, excuse me. Thursday night, we do the game show, do the opening ceremony, give the con, the sword, pass the sword, all that stuff. And then we're doing this little gooey after party thing, right? Is that part of the plan?
Yeah,
Yes.
in the Champagne Lounge.
Yes, in the Champagne Lounge. I might get a little under the two sheets to the wind that night just for the fun of it. I haven't done that in a while. Besides, I'm feeling kind of giddy after this
we will have
COVID.
Well, we're gonna have to see how you're feeling after hosting the game show, because I know it takes quite a lot out of you. So
yes, but I weigh 70 pounds less than I did last year. I can remember.
Okay,
So not
nice.
as much weight on the feet, so to speak. So we'll see what happens with that.
Can I show
then
something really quickly?
I'm sorry. Go ahead, cameraman.
Oh, I wanted to show this really quickly. So if you are going to Genghis and you want to do Gooey games, they put our own little Gooey Cube D&D tab in this drop-down menu here. I didn't know this until right before the show started. And you can see all of our games, and the ones with the greens are the green buy buttons are the ones that are still available, but the rest of these have sold out. So
yes, we got some great games. We're going to talk about Peculiar Brews and the Blood for the Con here as part of this thing, but we're going to keep going on this for a minute. Okay, so we have the party, right? And then you all stay up to all hours of the morning, because I seem to remember I got called up to some goofy thing after that, and my bleary eyes and my feet. Was that Friday night or was that Thursday? I don't even remember when that was. You all ever sleep? That's what I want to know, Donny.
Not that whole weekend.
So off books Thursday night, we're having our little staff after party too.
That's it. I got invited to the staff, cameraman. Remember that? Yes, keep that in your mind. I think I did.
I believe that's in second floor.
Yeah.
The second floor lounge.
And then that goes to ridiculous hours of the morning, right? And then what happens on Friday?
It's full day gaming all day. I mean, it's packed from 9 a.m. to 11 p.m. There is probably 100 or more games on the schedule.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
Yes. And we know Keaton's going to be there, right? And talking about You Don't Fight Alone, which is a magnificent thing, right? And I know Drew is bringing all of the stuff, right? Those guys are bringing all that.
Yeah.
Yeah, they set up a magnificent thing, right? Tell us about that a little bit.
Oh, I can gush about them. They spend months prepping and planning their adventures and building all of the terrain, all of the glitter. One of their events last year, they had a dungeon crawl, but instead of going in a dungeon, they crawled up a giant skeleton And so they jokingly called it the toddler, but it was a 2.5 foot, maybe 3 foot tall piece of terrain that came apart, and you would go through each of the levels. They're fun. They're great GMs. I've been playing with these guys since 2000. We met them at a Genghis. So yeah, Hazard Quest, they do amazing things. Amazing.
Yeah, indeed. And then any other little highlights? Obviously, the vendor room, the dealer room is going to be there. So all of us crazy people selling stuff, right, are going to be there.
Yeah, there's over 70 vendor booths.
Yeah. So
wow.
Booths and artist tables. There's about 70.
Somehow we almost didn't get in, right?
I just want to say this to the chat. Listen, yeah, we did not book a booth for Genghis Khan. And I emailed Andrea like a month ago, and I'm like, Andrea, like, I'm just not seeing the booth in the tabletop events thing. This is not your fault, Andrea. This is
fortunately in the back though, right, Mandy, there was an unused restroom.
But I just want to say how hard these two work. We are constantly sending them emails. Oh, Harry wants to run a charity game. This is like 2 weeks ago. Do we have any space available for that? Like, they work so hard to accommodate the requests of like Gooey Cube. And I've seen other people, they message them to ask for tickets to things. You guys are so on top of taking care of your guests. It is so appreciated.
You guys are our only customer.
Of course we are. No, truly, and thank you for taking care of us. We actually thought we had booked and everything, just like we had done, every year before. Just make sure that we are always on the permanent list. You know about the permanent list?
Asterisk.
Permo.
Yes.
Permo Goo.
We got you a special guest on our website. I don't know if you saw that.
Who is?
You are.
You are.
Oh my God.
I will show our special guest.
I know you did that, Donny. You sent me an email about that. And
the reason we do that is because we have our special guests work for us.
What do I have to do?
The game designers meet and greet.
I'm good. Yeah. I knew Tommy Rice was coming. I'm excited for that. He wants to be a part of the Gooey Game Show, which is very, very exciting. And maybe we can grab old Jeff again this year. I don't know who else. Maybe Bruce will come join us. You have to let me know who we want to throw up there and have a little fun. Andrea, you're joining us, yes? And Luke is going to join us, which is great. So that'll be fun. Okay, so Saturday, all day gaming. And then
we have panels.
Do we have panels on Friday?
Friday.
So there's a panel on Friday
6 p.m.
Okay.
At 6 p.m. That is
the big one.
The big one?
That's the D culture and D&D and culture.
I thought that was on Sunday.
That's Sunday? Oh, yeah. My brain's a little fried.
Friday, it doesn't really matter, right? We live in Colorado, right? So
the Friday, the really big fireside chat with Luke and Bruce and anybody else that wants to get up on the stage.
Sunday at 10.
I never shy away from the limelight if you want me to be up there, but those guys are giants and I am but a shadow of their awesomeness.
No, that's not true.
Wow. Listen, for anyone who's interested in events specifically that Gooey Cube is a part of, I did put together a schedule of all these events. We sent out an email with it. We sent out Facebook and Discord message. And so definitely check that out if you want to do just some Gooey things. All of that is in these posts here. So, and if you want to do the Sunday morning thing, just let me know, Alphinius, so I can add it to the schedule.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Oh my God, look at the baby! You guys.
So what is this little one's name? I remember seeing it in the Facebook. Say again.
Copa, like the world. She's named after the World Cup. So.
I thought it was Copacabana.
Nope.
Her name was Lola. He was a showgirl, something like that. All right. So so Saturday. What happens? It's all day gaming, and anything special you want to make note of on Saturday?
It's going to be jam packed. I mean, it's just the on book games have filled the space. We are struggling right now to find places for open gaming.
We have side quests on Friday and Saturday.
Oh yeah, side quests. What are those?
What are side quests, by the way?
Side quests are for folks we have one on Friday night from 6 to 8. It's a sip and paint class. And we have one on Saturday, a sip and paint class also from 6 to 8. And on Saturday morning, One of our esteemed red shirts, Michael, is teaching how to crochet a dice bag of holding.
Oh, magnificent.
Yeah.
Yes. So my grandmother was an excellent crochetist.
Yes.
Crocheter?
I think it's
Crochet doer thinger. You know,
Yeah.
she was great, right? And I used to watch her and I was always astounded because she'd be like this. And you're like, how does that work like that? You know, and if you've never watched someone crochet or knit who's got skill, it is pretty amazing, right? So okay. So now we get
wait. Also on Saturday, that is where the charity game is.
Oh yes, that's
And
right.
I just want to make special note because we are doing cash only for the raffle. And so bring cash if you are interested in entering the raffle to play the Hunt for Smedley, playing alongside Alphinius Goo and GM'd by Harry.
The Hunt for
There is an
Smedley.
ATM machine.
Good. Yes. So don't be afraid to hit up that ATM machine.
And the money's going to charity. Tell us about the charity real quick.
Yeah. Andrea and Donny are the ones who picked this charity, and it is incredible.
Motorcycle Relief Project is a charity that is near and dear to Donald and I. They take veterans and first responders out on motorcycle rides for a week, supported with mental health professionals. And I can gush about it, but look them up. They save lives.
That's fantastic. No, it is our honor to do that. And I know Harry's excited to do it and I am as well. And so hopefully we can raise some good money for that raffle and do that. By the way, everyone, just remember, just like we always do, there's going to be a ton of prizes at the Gooey Game Show. And not just for the folks sitting in the audience, but for all the folks on the stream. We got all kinds of prizes we're going to give away. I mean, last year I would bet, what do you think, Camera Mendes, 70-80% of the people in the room all walked away with a prize? It was
we are not shy about giving away prizes. We're going to have stuff from Alphinius Goo's personal collection of minis and train. We're going to have
Donny and Andrea are getting a bunch of stuff, right? You guys are getting some things, yes?
Yeah, we're going to have prints of our art. We're going to have folios. It's going to be incredible. And on top of that, not only can you win it in the room, but if you join us online for that Thursday night, 6 p.m. Mountain Time, you can win online. We ship stuff to people who win online. So definitely join us, whether you're going to be able to attend Genghis or not. We're going to have a great time.
Yes, and what time's that? 7 o'clock Mountain Time or
6 p.m. Mountain Time?
6 Mountain Time.
On
6
Thursday.
Mountain Time until 8 Mountain Time on Thursday, the 23rd. Is that correct?
Yes.
Perfect. Okay.
And I run the giveaways for the online people, and I'm not shy, just to be very clear.
And I noticed you have everybody in there putting in the hashtag Darkenhaven, correct? I just want to
yes. Actually, I'm gonna open. So if anyone did not
announce that first and make sure everybody got that. So
hold on. So if right now we're going to do hashtag art, but if you did not put in hashtag Darkenhaven, go ahead and do that right now as well. And I will, and I'll take both of those at the same time. It all goes into a spreadsheet. This is where we're doing the entries. And Alphinius, did you have an announcement that you wanted to?
Oh yeah, Camera Mendy's mad at me right now because I was going to do the drawings for the special portraits from Marvelous Jim and Randy and us. I was going to do the special, the super special secret that's no longer a secret giveaway today.
The Darkenhaven signed.
The dark, yes.
Yeah, box set.
Yeah. So I was going to do that, but because of my COVID and I'm not on top of my game, we didn't put up the contest in the Discord nor in the Facebook this last week. So we have made the executive decision that we're actually going to give another week of time. So we're going to have one more Goo Morning Zyathé this next Saturday. That will be the last chance you'll have to enter. And then we will draw the winners at our stream on Saturday morning at Genghis Khan.
So
maybe I'll even have Andrea come in there and pull the names out of the hat or something like that. Would you do that for us, Andrea?
If she's not too busy.
Maybe.
She's going to be busy.
She's going to be running around. We'll figure it out. But yeah, so we're extending the contest one more week, which means one more week of me entering stuff into the spreadsheet, which is why I was like, so anyway, but it's all good. Awesome.
So Andrea, Donny, anything then we got Sunday, right? And Sunday's kind of the wind down day. Everybody's all bleary eyed and all that. So what happens on Sunday that you want to make sure people know about?
Sunday, there's the Catan National Qualifier. And on Sunday at 2, we're doing a swap meet. And that is for people who want to sell their wares, not necessarily just trade, but sell your wares. But we've asked that people be respectful to the vendors and not try to overlap with the vendors. So that's why it's Sunday at 2. If you are interested in having a table, you do need to sign up for it. And I'm charging $2 for a table. Just so
really going for the big bucks there, Andre. That's awesome, though.
Yeah, for those people that can't really afford
a booth or a table.
A booth or a table. Thursday is $2, and that's when the game show is. So we do $2 badges on Thursday, just so that people can come and see the opening ceremonies. Those start at 6. So the only reason we charge $2 is because that's the minimum tabletop.events will allow us to charge. They won't allow us to give them away for free anymore.
Well, and honestly, as you and I have discussed before, folks like us and most people, the charging for the events, just we use it for compensating our game masters, right? So it's really folks are getting, they're taking care of the people who are giving them a great game, right? So to me, that feels like a very normal and reasonable thing to do. So and honestly, it is a nice gesture. What does that say? I cannot zoom in.
It says Genghis Khan 45. That is a cool freaking mug. Are those for sale at the convention?
They are for pre-order until Monday.
We got to get on that.
Handcrafted, hand-fired by the artist who created the Genghis Khan logo.
Wow. Magnificent. That is wonderful. So, my friends, I'd like to transition, if you do not mind, to a tale.
Let's first...
I guess I'm not doing a tale.
Yeah, let me first just talk about this other contest that's going on. Or you talk about it, Alphinius.
No, go ahead, Camera Mandy. Go ahead.
Okay, so we have a contest that ends tonight. It is on the Gooey Game Masters Den of Enlightenment and on our Gooey Cube official Facebook page. All you have to do is go in and comment on the post which of these 4 covers you like. Here, I'll do a show full screen. And so just comment which of these 4 covers you like the best. And someone is going to win a signed cover of Blood for the Kahn. And Alphinius, are you taking, are you polling this? Is it going to be like whichever one's most voted is the winner? Or is it, you're going to just taking people's
I've taken some
votes into advisement?
I've taken some wonderful comments from people and had some discussions, but I'm reserving the right to adjust this as I want to when we go forward. But so right now, my leaning is the one you have up there right now. Mm-hmm. And this goes to the tale a little bit that I'm going to tell about Blood for the Kahn, because we're going to ask our friends out there if, and we're going to announce this at Genghis Khan at the game show, is the opening of a Kickstarter for this adventure called Blood for the Kahn. And I'm really excited about it. I'm going to tell this tale, and Donny and Andrea would love to hear your thoughts as we go through it. And because, as you know, this is something that we wanted to do, obviously, to make a wonderful adventure and make a little money, but we also wanted to honor you two and Genghis Khan. So we're pretty excited about it. It's going to be like everything we do. It's going to be a wonderful value, and I'm hoping that people love it enough that it's something we can do maybe every year in kind of a series. So if you do not mind, I'll transition a little bit to a tale. So across the Misroon River in the Republic of Zyathé, right at the banks, not really the banks, but truly the cliffs that border the great bay called Dark Silver Bay, where Darken Haven may be found. Across the river is a location that is interesting because the city is really all to the, you stay back with that one you had there, Camera Mandy, the previous one. The city is really all to the west versus the east. On the eastern bank of the Misroon, it is wild and dark. And the reason why is that in the times following the War of Ruin, when the city was really trying to reestablish itself, it began on that eastern shore. But something happened in that time frame, and a cataclysm of sorts was caused, some believe, by mages trying to touch the high magics again, which seemed unattainable. And Sadly, the new settlement was wholly destroyed, and most who abided there during that time were slain. And now you can zoom in, cameraman. So this this area on that eastern side of the river is now called the Mornwood. And indeed, this area is called Estenshore, and it is the fringe of the Mornwood. The Mornwood is a wild territory, and few wish to try to Kamramandi. There you
I'm
go.
sorry, I'm trying to zoom in. There we go.
Ah, very good.
Oop.
And few wish to try to inhabit this locality. And the reason why is because the cataclysm that caused the destruction of the settlement in those times also fouled the area with corrupted magics and fractured magics. And so trying to resettle this is a fool's errand, if the truth be told. But some are still trying, and mostly on the fringe of the Mornwood, certainly not in the depths. And what you're seeing here right now is the map that will encompass part of this adventure we want to run called Blood for the Kahn, which begins in chapter 1 with Peculiar Brews. And Peculiar Brews is the adventure that our game masters will be running for many of you at Genghis Khan. So this begins at a place that you can see right here in front of you, which is called the Shallow Grave Distillery. But that is not the true start. And I want to be careful here that I do not give away too many spoilers, but I am going to tell a few tales as we go on. So this is the more southerly area of the Mornwood Fringe, and the next slide shows the more northerly area. And the more northerly area actually shows the original keep of Fornostus, where the first citadel was reestablished after the War of Ruin. And there is many ruins in this area and many strange things that have caused folks to abandon this locality. So the tale begins. Go ahead, cameraman, to the next slide, if you would. So the tale begins with two individuals who abide in the city of Darkenhaven. They are Andrea and Donald, who is the next one, cameraman. There he is, and Donald Arnold. And the Arnolds are part of a relatively infamous, honestly, family in the city, though I would say that they are more of the good side, if you will. Commander Arnold pilots a ship called the Genghis, and the Genghis is also has a high magist on board who is named Andrea, and she is in charge of the defense of the ship. And there is many tales to be told about the Arnolds and what they are doing. But there is another side to the Arnold family, in particular a brother who is not quite inclined in the same direction as Andrea and Donald are. And in the tale, there is a certain item, a thing that is discovered in research that many thought was lost in the time of the cataclysm that destroyed the settlement. Go ahead, cameraman. Now, it is important to understand that there are many strange things and individuals that lie within the Mornwood. In particular, there is a rumor that there are a group of a new type of druidical class. This circle in particular being called the Necroblum. But they are some kind of abomination truly to Verdaus, the Lord of the Forest, for they practice combining their natural magic with necrotic magic. And so these are one of the nemeses that your party may come up against as they as they travel in this interesting tale called Peculiar Brews. So what happens is, in the beginning, is the Arnolds, Donald and Andrea, actually will set you on a quest to locate this item that was presumed lost. Go ahead, cameraman, take us forward. And you may meet interesting and strange individuals as you go about your travels. You may find yourself facing fearful and horrific creatures unknown, or going into delvings beneath the earth. And all of this may lead you to a conclusion that you did not expect and perhaps would not have wished for, as you learn more and more about this fearful locality that is called the Mornwood. But it all begins, my friends, at this most interesting locality that is called the Shallow Grave Distillery. The Shallow Grave Distillery is right there in the midst of the fringe area, which is called, the Mornwood Fringe. And this is where the Arnolds will send your party in their quest to recover a certain thing that they hope to find. And so this gives you an idea of how the Mornwood feels. It is thick, and this is an image here of the Shallow Grave Distillery. So this distillery is kind of a misnomer because it is truly an inn and tavern that caters to ne'er-do-wells and nefarious individuals, folks who are down on their luck, folks who are not allowed into the city, and of course adventurers who fit all of those categories I just mentioned. Yes. And this is where the tale shall begin. And as you come to the Shallow Grave, you will find yourself, go ahead, cameraman, take us forward. You will find yourself amidst a group of interesting and intriguing individuals who could aid you, perhaps, or perhaps could impede you on the quest in which you seek to find yourself. And thus, my friends, will begin this marvelous tale of the blood for the Kahn. And there, in the Mornwood Fringe, perhaps you will find danger and death, or perhaps you will find success. I'm excited to, along with AJ and the rest of our little Gooey crew, to bring you this tale. We are going to, as I said, kickstart it. I think it is going to be magnificent. And like I said, if we can do it, hopefully we'll have a sequel next year, Donny and Andrea.
So first off, applause, because you just did that totally off the cuff, and this is why he is such a good storyteller. And I had a huge smile on my face the whole time because this sounds friggin' amazing. So awesome.
Cameraman, thank you for saying that. I pay her to say these kinds of things.
Well, you do pay me, but I'll never be a yes person.
You are never
so. With that said, did you guys know any of this before he started talking about it, or have you guys just in your portrait? What do you think?
I think that looks amazing.
I know, right? So, Alphinius, can you tell us a bit about the Kickstarter? Can people get Peculiar Brews as part of the Kickstarter, or what are you planning on doing with Peculiar Brews?
So here's how it's working. So Peculiar Brews is actually the first chapter of Blood for the Kahn, which is the first chapter in hopefully a 3-part, maybe 4-part series that we will continue on every Genghis Khan, assuming Donny and Andrea are okay with it and everyone likes it and all of that stuff. So my plan is that people who back us in the Kickstarter will actually have the opportunity to get the printed Peculiar Brews as part of the backing if they back us at the physical level. And if they back us at the digital level, they'll get a digital copy of Peculiar Brews, right? And that will probably be the only way you can actually get this item, okay, is to back us in the Kickstarter, or of course we'll have a few around that folks can win in the future. But my hope is that it will not just be this, but that it'll obviously be the main adventure, which is Blood for the Kahn, which takes much more goings on around the Mornwood and the Arnold's involvement and a number of fearful characters and traitors and all manner of vile individuals, and of course these necrotic druids that are out there, which I hope people like, because we're going to make a class out of them. We think it's very, very cool, and sort of bring all of this together into this really wonderful tale where folks will be running all over that fringy area of the Mornwood. But if folks really back us, good question. It starts on the Thursday before Genghis Khan, and we will be making announcements in the Facebook and on the Discord. We're going to send out emails, all of that kind of stuff.
I know what I'm doing tomorrow is making a video for Kickstarter. We're starting it on Thursday.
Artwork to work with, my friend.
Yeah.
So we will take the Peculiar Brews bolted onto the front of Blood for the Kahn. But if you back the Kickstarter, that will be the only opportunity you'll have to get one of those physical ones, unless you win one, or if you are game mastering for us. If you are game mastering and running Peculiar Brews, that is how you can actually get a physical copy as well. So I'm almost done, and then I want to ask you some questions, Donny and Andrea. I feel badly you're just sitting there and I'm gabbing.
We're here for reactions. What?
I also fidget a lot. Sorry.
No, I love it.
Too. Yeah,
Also, can I just say, I noticed that you wore a green shirt that's very similar to Andrea Arnold, or sorry, what is it? How do you say
Andrea
it?
Arnold.
Oh, and just really quickly, while we're on the subject, you guys are cosplaying these characters and wearing those costumes on our Gooey stream for the Great Gooey Dungeon Game Show.
Indeed. Yes.
So tune in to the Great Gooey Dungeon Game Show Thursday, 6 p.m. Mountain Time to watch these two amazing characters cosplay and act as these characters.
I apologize, cameraman. I didn't mean to get you off. I was looking at Donnie's blondness, right? So Donnie is going to be blonde, Andrea. Is this the...
It's true. I'm doing it. Yeah. When I do my roots, I'll do his blonde too.
Anyway, I think you are going to love the Arnolds. I think they are a magnificent pair, and this is going to be fun. So what we will do is we'll take this and we're going to create this sort of wonderful little sandbox that is on the Eston shore, right there at the fringe of the Mornwood, with lots of little locations to go to. We're going to also create a little campaign guide for the Mornwood, which we will add to as stretch goals for the Kickstarter. So you'll get more and more and more content the more and more folks participate. And as everyone knows, we are pretty good about taking care of folks with content. And, we're going to have floor plans and maps and all of that kind of stuff. And we're hoping we can get a good amount of folks to support us. We could use a little cash right now. It's, we long ago expended all the cash from our original Kickstarter. It'd be nice to get a little money and to take care of our folks and pay our artists and all of that kind of stuff. So hopefully folks will support us, and hopefully you'll get to the end like most people have gotten so far with the stuff we sent for the Kickstarter and go, gosh, those people at Gooey Cube really over deliver, right?
Can I see that micro druid again?
Sorry, say again, Donnie.
He wants to see the druid. Hold on, let me go back. Yeah. Oop.
Super awesome.
Yeah, he looks like he smells like sweaty eggplants.
Your audio's getting a little robot-y right now, but what Donnie said was it looks like he smells like eggplants.
Yeah, I really this is an artist that we've been working with since 2019, I think, maybe 2020. And his name is Kishore, and he has a wonderful. Yeah, Donnie, you might want to move your thing around a little bit. It does sound like you're getting a little. Andrea, say something for us real quick.
Something for us real quick.
Yeah,
if there's a cell phone near your microphone, it could be getting some. Oh, that sounds a lot better.
There we go. So yes. So what do you think of these necrotic druids? You like this idea, my friends?
I love this idea. I love it. I typically played druids that was my favorite class to play, was druids, and I always wanted to play a necromancer. So you have combined the two, which just makes me a little giddy, to be honest.
And actually, right now, you actually sound like a necrotic druid.
I know, because your audio, you guys are gonna have to listen to this back after we're done. You guys sound like a Star Trek character. Or
So, Mandy, what could they do to fix their audio real quick?
I don't know what's causing the issue. Like I said, if there's any cell phones or anything near your computer or microphone, that's the only thing I could think that could be causing some feedback like that. With that said, I have opened the giveaway for Peculiar Brews. It's #brews, and enter that in. Oh,
I think they're gonna log back in.
Restart, yeah.
I think that's what they're gonna do.
So #brews to enter to win the first signed hard copy of Peculiar Brews that we're giving out. So
we're hoping that that folks will support us for this Kickstarter. I know we have not quite finished the last one, but do not worry, we will finish the last one.
Oh, also, I'm very sorry, but you do need to put a cap on that. I forgot. I lost it. I'm sorry. #brews with a cap.
#capital brews. Sorry,
yeah.
y'all.
Yeah, that's my bad. So
do it again if you put a lowercase one in.
Yes.
So we will open that Kickstarter the morning of at the game show on Thursday night, the 23rd. And please if you can afford to do so, and I promise you will get a wonderful value and a wonderful adventure. Please give us some support with that and see what we can do. There they are. Say hello, friends.
We're trying.
Hey, you sound great.
You're flickering a little bit, but you sound great. So
the flickering is kind of cool, actually, so that it's
Sorry,
kind of maxed headroom. So, Andrea, you were saying you love druids and necromancers?
Yeah, I always wanted to play. I always played druids a lot. Want to play a necromancer all the time, and the fact that you combine them makes me just giddy, like really, really giddy. I think it's a great idea.
Well, that is magnificent, and we are excited. So, I don't know why we're having. How is your internet?
I think
look how froze they are.
But once you guys see this video back, there we go. Now you guys are back. It does look like old VHS tapes. Oh, I can hear myself repeating back.
It must be that internet thing. So anyway, they're gone again. But
yeah, I'll add them back in once I see them moving again, because they're just kind of frozen right now. But with that said, let's do another minute of entries. If you have not already, enter
capital
#brews
B brews
with a capital B.
Capital B brews. Okay.
Yeah, and we can go ahead and end this a little early. Okay, I see them moving again. There you are. Hello.
Well, playing around with the settings here.
After Genghis Khan, you two should just come down to Colorado Springs and hang out with us in the studio on a Saturday morning.
Good.
We could do that.
Yeah.
You should come
awesome.
down. That would be magnificent. So, okay. So, Camera Mandy, that pretty much covers all of the stuff, right? That we wanted to cover today. I do want to make sure everyone knows about Harry's Minis and his My Mini Factory thing that he's put up. So if folks want to give him a little bit of support, I do want to make sure folks are knowing about that. We'll talk more about that as we go through the week, but there's stuff up in the Gooey Den all about it. Come on, let us function. Let us function.
Okay, we're gonna, Donny and Andrea, thank you so much for joining us today. We love you so much, and we're so excited for Genghis Khan.
Look at that picture of Donny right there with his hair.
I know, he's so delighted.
Like this, and his hair was flying in the wind.
Okay, we'll talk to you guys soon.
Bye, Donny. Bye, Andrea. Thank you, dear, so much. We appreciate you. Can't wait to see you in about 10 days.
Bye. Okay, I have drawn our winner, and actually, I think it's winners because I'm pretty positive. The first one was Casey on Lesauk, like ANLESAUK.
And Assault.
Yeah, I think that's Casey. I'm pretty positive. So he's already getting one because he's doing all the stuff for our Genghis. So I drawed a second winner, and that is Fang727. Congratulations. Which I actually think that might be Alexander Edwards, if I'm remembering correctly.
Anyway, Fang727, have you filled out our special form for winning? That is very important.
Shop.gooeycube.com/prizes. Congratulations to you both. And is there anything else you want to say before we log off?
You already got everyone for their entries for the portraits and for the Darkenhaven thing? Yep. Okay. And friends, I just want to thank you all so much for the support, and we get so many people watching now and more, and we are going to continue to try to bring great content. For you game masters who are waiting on me on finishing up Peculiar Brews with AJ, it's mostly my fault because I got sick for a week and there wasn't much I could do. But we are getting it together, and we will have digital copies for you as quickly as possible to give you time to prepare for Peculiar Brews for Genghis. And I promise you're going to have some wonderful tools and wonderful portraits and all kinds of wonderful accoutrements for your tables. So when we do that. And I cannot tell you so much, so thankful. I got so many wonderful messages and comments and people asking about my health and all of that stuff. And I just want you to know that this was nothing like the last time. And indeed, other than being stuffy now, I'm pretty much feel great. So today and tomorrow is a big day of working on Peculiar Brews, as well as some work for my day job, and getting kind of caught up from the last week of not being able to work so well. But thank you all for your love and your prayers and your thoughts and your positive vibrations and all of the other things you sent my way. My dear Ms. Goo also got it, but she's doing better. But I'm now starting to hear from lots of people who are getting it. The good news is that almost everybody that I've heard who has gotten it over it quickly and is feeling pretty good. So maybe this damn virus is finally doing the weakening thing, and we are getting to a place where it will join many other stupid flus and bugs that fly around every year and make us all sick, but hopefully just never too sick, right? That's our goal. All right, Camera Mandy, was there any other quick announcements or anything we wanted to do?
No, I'm good to go for today. I hope you guys all have a marvelous weekend. Yeah.
Yes, have a wonderful weekend. We'll see you in the Gooey Den or on the Discord. We will look forward to any comments and ideas and thoughts as we go forward. And again, my friends, thank you again for your love and your friendship and for supporting us at Gooey Cube. It wouldn't happen without you. Oh, I do have one more thing. Don't forget the Zion Dune contributions. If you're in the Contributors Guild, and if you want to be in the Contributors Guild, you can be. Just ask somebody in the Gooey Den. It's right up there in the rules that are pinned at the top. You can contribute to the world of Zyathé and get rewards for doing so. So the Zion Dune is remaining open until the end of the month. So we're going to do it all the way up until the end of February. That gives new people plenty of time. I don't know if you've seen it, but the Gooey Den has gone up some 200 people in the last couple months, and folks just keep on coming, and we are excited to continue to spread the goo out there in the world. So that's all I got, Camera Mandy. You want to give the clothesline today?
May all your adventures be sticky.
Ha ha! Bye bye now.